I just want y'all to find love, man. You know, like it's mad easy bet, but at the same time, though, like it's not easy at all. It's weird like that, you know. But you just gotta be straight up with them, you know. You gotta hit them with the business, you know. Just slide up on that girl or boy of your dreams. You look them right in the eye, and you just gotta say, all
Alright,
right,
hold
hold
up.
up.
If I called you, girl, would you pick your phone up? I just wanna be the one to talk to you and tell you that the pain you feel is only temporary. I understand why you're feeling wary. When you're with me, there is no worry. Let's take our time, girl, no hurry. Yeah. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I know it seems unreal to you that someone could love you like I do. But baby, you're the one for me. I didn't think that I could ever be so in love, it's hard to breathe. But all of me is guaranteed. And even when the chips are down, I'm never gonna let you frown. I'm never gonna let, I'm never gonna let, I'm never gonna let you frown. Or even when the chips are down, I just want to be the one. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it.
Oh, good morning. Lord have mercy. I know it's hump day, but I swear I feel like I've already been just run through the ringer this morning. Uh, was running late getting in here. I actually woke up earlier than what I normally do. And I was in here and was working on trying to put the show together. Had really good, some really good stories and stuff that the gracious and lovely purple paw prints had sent me this morning, and I was going through stuff, and we'll get into why I was running late here in just a bit. But the bottom line was is I was working on stinking thumbnail because like I noticed something if I put up like I got this generic right thumbnail that sometimes like if I'm running like really late or whatever, or I just don't feel like I have the time to make a thumbnail before the show, I just got this generic thumbnail I'll throw up, right? And then I'll edit a thumbnail, whatever, and put it in there, afterwards or whatever the show is up and what have you. But I noticed analytically that when I do that, it's like for some reason it's like the views just I don't know if it's because it doesn't catch people's eyes or whatever, like confusion. So I've got to try to come up with a way to have a more unique thumbnail on the streams from the get go. Um, but so But that's a me problem. That's not a you guys problem. Um, so it would be really nice if I had some sort of an idea of what I was going to stream about or talk about the night before, so I could just do a thumbnail before I go to bed or whatever. And sometimes that happens, but a lot of times it doesn't. But anyway, like I said, that's a me problem. That's not a you guys problem. You guys showing up here every morning like you do, and hanging out with me and chilling with me. Um, that's all I can ask of you guys. You guys have been extremely supportive, and I couldn't ask for any more than that. So, man, my little bit congested this morning. But anyway, let's get into it. Because I've kept you guys waiting long enough, right? Um, when I pushed a button, dadgummit, that means you changed the scene. Technology, caramba. Anyway, so a little funny for this morning, whatever. Of course, we got a cat here, and he's eating on I guess a cat treats maybe. But anyway, he's staring out the window and he's looking at the birds and whatever it is, Netflix. And I guess we can make jokes about Netflix now because they didn't go through. But you know what? Speaking of that, that whole password sharing thing, right? That really kind of got my dander up, back a week or so ago, whatever it was, right? Uh, they actually rolled that crap out to some different countries. I think it was the UK, and maybe was it Australia, and I think there was a third one, I believe it was. Y'all are wrong for that, Netflix. Y'all are wrong. And the thing about it is, right? You know why they're doing that, right? So they put more money in their pocket. Even though we discussed how many billions of dollars that they'd made, in profits the year before, right? And let's just be honest, right? So, so the planet went through this whole lockdown, right? Because of the pandemic, right? Everybody's having to work from home, or they just lost their jobs or whatever, right? You couldn't go out, you couldn't interact with people. The only thing that we had to try to keep our sanity whatsoever was to watch some of these crappy shows that some of them were good, okay? Some of them were good shows, and and, and stuff, right? But let's be honest, the really good ones we had already watched, right? And they were not making any more episodes. Why? The actors couldn't act because everything was locked down, right? So we were having to go back and watch the crappy ones, right? Because that's all there was. And let's rewatch the good ones again, right? Which, yeah, maybe some of you did. Yeah, I rewatched one or two here, there, right? So you go back and so then you're like, okay, well, I want new stuff because I've seen the other stuff. So I want to watch it. So then you're forced to watch some of these really crappy ones. And you're like, and then they're going to do that. Yeah, screw them. Tiger King. Exactly. Gray Sickle. Tiger King. I watched the first one. It was okay. I found it amusing. That bitch Carol Baskin. It was okay, right? And then I started watching the second one. I was like, yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. I watched like first 2 or 3 episodes of it. I was like, this is absolute garbage. You know why? You know why it was garbage? Because they didn't have the star on her anymore because the star was locked up in prison. These other guys were just hacks, just wannabes. You know what I'm saying? I swear. Oh, I'm stiff this morning. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of the Netflix. All right. So evidently, I missed something on the Zolly stream last night. So I'm about to go watch it today. Because I went to bed early last night. I'm not gonna lie. Was tired. Just Dave did a Twitch stream. He didn't need me. And so the wife come home, we had a bite of dinner. We talked a little bit, and I just went to bed. I was just tired. Wasn't feeling it. So anyway, evidently, Bo Blacks triggered Zolly last night. So let's see what it was that Bo Blacks did that got Zolly all up in her feelers.
One of my care. Why
Yeah,
is
it's
the
the
old folks
retirement home.
home the only channel live right now? God damn it, Bo! I am. Let me tell you something, you little fucking whippersnappers. I will
Exactly.
fuck every single one of y'all.
Okay, so Bo Blacks asked Zolly, why is it that only the old folks home is streaming tonight? Well, here's an idea. Because maybe the young ones are, I don't know, Dylan picking lint out of their belly buttons. I don't know. She's streaming. She's giving you content. Come on, Bo Blacks. Don't trigger her. Don't get her pressure up. You can already see she's playing Destiny. For crying out loud. You know she's struggling. Let's see who else is in this chat. Let's see if we can figure out who. Okay, so Matt Pitt is in there. Looks like Mitch is in there. Is that Core? Yeah, I think so. And Zolly. Matt, Mitch. I think that's Core's. Yeah, I think that's Core's PFP that he has on Discord. So, anyway, leave Zolly alone, for crying out loud. She's not old. She's young. Zolly's in her damn prime. I'm gonna just tell you. Struggling. She's getting carried, of course, there. Cakewalk. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. And this is something that was a really hard and bitter pill for me to swallow not too long ago. I used to be an above average gamer, and I love to game. And I love to play, just shoot 'em ups and, WoW and things like that, right? And I was really into to the raiding and doing the harder dungeons and all that kind of stuff, right? And I don't know if I went into like a Rip Van Winkle sleep or something, but it's like I go in now and I try to play some of these games like WoW, and I look at the meters and stuff like, and so there was two things that I was really good at when I was playing WoW. I was a really good tank with my paladin, and then I had a priest that I was really good healing with. I never was very good at DPSing. I could do it, but I wasn't real good. And I had a couple of characters. I had a hunter and a warlock that I would DPS with, right? And I was probably a better DPS with the lock than I was the hunter. But I've been trying to, and I'm like, it's just not there, right? When I try to tank, I do okay, right? But I can't. It's like, I don't know if it's the mechanics that they've implemented and I'm just not picking up on it. Maybe I don't know, maybe my brain's turning to oatmeal a little bit or something. I don't know. And then healing, I do better at healing, it seems like. But like when you start doing the raids and stuff, these other healers that are out there, I mean, they're doing like triple the numbers that I am on healing. And I'm like, what the hell? And of course, they're younger kids, and so their reaction time, I'm sure, their reaction time is better than me or whatever. I guess, whatever. I don't know. But it's just like I'm coming to the realization that maybe, maybe I'm just I don't know. But it's kind of a bitter pill to swallow sometimes. The fact that you're getting old and maybe you're losing a step or two. But I'm still here, right? And I'm still swinging. And I think that's the most important thing, right? But anyway, moving along. Enough pity time with people this morning. So this clip here, I'm just gonna let play, And I'm just gonna.
Need to tell you a story that I know.
Okay.
So
Oh, I'm scared.
you should be. On 2 occasions, I've been told this story. I was not at this wedding, but on 2 occasions, I've been told this, both by makeup artists. We'll call her Jenny. Jenny says to me, I did a wedding the other day, and you never guess what happened. She said the bride needs to go to the toilet just before the ceremony. This is like pre-ceremony. And she walked into the toilet, and what she saw is enough to end a wedding.
All right, guys. So what we're going to do here, if I can figure out how to do this real quick, I'm going to do the poll. What did the bride see? So we're going to come in here. Okay. So I just put a poll up, guys. Before we finish this, I'm going to give you guys about, 60 seconds or so. And I want you guys to answer the poll. What do you think the bride, when she walked in, what did she see happening that could have ended the wedding? Okay. I'm going to give you guys about, 30 seconds or so, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. So many people we've had 12 votes. We got 21. Okay, we've got about half the people watching. 13 votes. Okay, come on. Got half of you, a little over half of you now have voted. I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds, and then I'm closing the poll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm ending the poll. So you guys said, let's see. So 66% of you said the groom being fed by his mommy. Groom was cheating was 26%, and groom masturbating was 6%. Okay, so let's see, what did this bride see that could have ended the wedding?
What do you think she saw?
Was he with someone else?
No, worse.
Having a wank?
Worse.
Getting wanked?
Worse.
I don't
Worse
know.
than anything sexual. But he was in there. The groom was in there.
Doing drugs?
No. He was being breastfed by his mum.
Sorry, what? Why would you marry a man that's getting bitten?
Well, I don't think she knew that was what was happening.
One last. Why is his mum still producing milk?
She's obviously been doing it continuously to get to that bit.
Absolutely.
Would you call off the wedding?
Exactly. Bingo card destroyed, Ren says. Exactly. When I watched this, because I'm going to be honest with you, after a couple of the things that have happened, clips that I've shown, whatever, I don't take chances anymore. Nah. And even on that matter, I got a community strike or warning or whatever, because I showed a boy, defending himself from a bully. So homie don't play that no more, right? So I've pre-watched this, and when I heard what was going on, I was like, my jaw literally, I'm not even saying just hyperbolically, I'm not saying it literally, my jaw unhinged and dropped down and smacked my keyboard. I was like, what in the hell? Y'all, this is something right out of The Boys. How many of you guys have watched that series on the television, The Boys, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Highlander, right? going right to the booby to get the milk, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Think spoon fed. Game of Thrones. God, jeez. Game of Thrones. I don't remember Game of Thrones about that season 2. Well, maybe I don't know. I'd have to go back and I don't remember that John Zombie. I'd have to go back and look at that. Got milk exactly. Holy crap! I was like, this is freaking unreal, unreal, guys. I was like, whatever, right? It was almost like, was it? What is the perfect little button for this here? Yeah, here we go. Damn, exactly right. Holy crap. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, that's right. That's right. The Prince of Vale. Oh, I forgot about that, y'all. Yeah, he pulled his mama titty out right there in the court. All the people around start suckling. I forgot about that. Yeah. Holy smokes. Oh, Lord Jesus. Y'all. But okay, that kid was like 10 years old or something. We're talking about a grown adult on his wedding day, y'all. What's going on? Hitting his mama's nipple, getting a suckle. Oh, Jesus. Oh, the mom, yeah. Oh, exactly. Voltage. This was way past this being mom. This is mommy issues. This is son issues. This is issues all the way. That whole family be crazy. I guarantee you, if I was that woman, I wouldn't just run. I would run out of there screaming. There's no way. Oh, no way. Because what? Is his mama going? Are you going to come out from the bedroom one morning to get your cup of coffee, and your husband's going to be in there getting a little bit of squirt for his coffee? What? I mean, where does it end? Where does this? I mean, no. Good God. Oh man, listen. There are some sick and twisted people in this world, y'all. I'm not even playing. Not even playing. Oh, God. Right? Right, Jardinosaur? Right? So what happens? You marry this cat, right? And then you start having children. Is he going to rob the milk from your baby? Are you going to wake up to him suckling on you one morning or some shit? Nah, hell no. 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 Negative. Negative, Ghost Rider. Negative. I am full up on this and I'm passing. All right. So, all right, let's get into the main meat and potatoes for today. All right. So the other day, we covered the Dumpy story, right? About how he had a live stream that was taken down because of, quote, harassment. And then he had, I can't remember if it's two or three. I know it was at least two. There may have been 3 videos that had strikes or DMCA complaints filed against him, right? And so anyway, YouTube reached out to him and said, hey, have you filed a appeal? Yeah, I filed, whatever. So yesterday evening, YouTube gets back and says to Dumpy, says, update after thorough review from our team. Unfortunately, your video will not be reinstated. We know this wasn't the outcome you expected, but please review our community guidelines to avoid this in the future. And of course, others came in and said, I was asking YouTube to reevaluate their decision. But, and as we know, during when all this was going on, there's a lot of channels that covered this situation, right? Tommy C covered it. We covered it on Dead on Dave. I covered it. Keemstar covered it. Tommy C covered it. Dumpy actually went on Tommy C's channel and talked about it with Tommy. Most Critical did a video on it. Mutahar did a video on it. Kavos did a video on it. So there was a lot of coverage from really big channels that carry a lot of pressure that they can bring towards a creator, bringing eyes and light to the situation. Okay, so Dumpy makes a video yesterday, and in this video he says he messaged me. So let's watch some of this morning. It's 9 minutes long. We've got plenty of time. I don't know if we're going to actually watch all of it or not, because I really don't, honestly and truthfully, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Even though we're going to stop, we're going to give commentary, we're going to talk about things. I just don't feel like that's right. Because I don't want to steal views from Dumpy. So I want you guys to go watch this video, and I will, link the video in chat here in a little bit so you guys can go check it. But let's just get into the video.
Hi, Brenty Poo. I know you're watching. Did you like my big spankings I've been giving you recently?
Dumpy was just bending him over and taking his hand to his cheeks and spanking him, letting him know that what he's done is cringe.
Apparently you did, because you sent me a very nice, wholesome DM. Right off the bat, Brent, I figured since you directly lied to my face in your message you sent me, I could directly lie for a nice-looking thumbnail. You can't even mind, right? Because you told me yourself that you wish me all of the success on YouTube and my career, right? I mean, personally, I thought that the thumbnail was great, right? I thought it was a great look.
Okay, so because these really big, looks like to me, what happened is, remember now when Dumpy tried to reach out to have a conversation with Brent, right? To try to, when he got the initial complaints and stuff, Brent blocked him on Instagram, blocked him on Twitter, wanted nothing to do with him, right? But now, because large creators that can really put a hurting on somebody's channel. I don't care if you got 25 million subs or not. When you start getting that much attention, that is never good, especially for being just stupid, which is what Brent was being. Was absolutely moronic about things, right? But anyway, I digress. Let's continue on.
Looking thumbnail, I think this could maybe help further my YouTube career, and that's what you want. Thank you so much for the support, Brent. I sincerely don't know what I could do without you in my life. Your recent actions and words of wisdom have made me sparkle inside. I deeply love you, Brent. The subject of the video in which I am currently creating, I am deeply in love with, okay, YouTube? So please don't take down my video. Brent Rivera DM'd me and he lied. Okay, we're gonna get into this message, but oh god, I'm getting sick. Listen, guys, I don't know what's wrong with this guy mentally. Okay, I don't want to make any big, grand, massive statements or judgments about this guy's character, but I think that he has a stinky poo inside his head. I take it back.
I'm sorry, Dumpy. It's hilarious to me. I'll be quite honest with you. I've watched I've watched Dumpy give several different interviews on different streams, such as Keemstar's show, such as Tommy C's show. And, he talks like an average 20-something young man, right? I mean, he curses, he uses the dirty words or wordy dirds or whatever, right? But in his videos, he has what was it? Hang on here. What did he say?
About this guy's character, but I think that he has a stinky poo.
A stinky poo in his brain? Just say he has shit for brains, dude. Come on. Do you know how silly? Honestly, I know this is maybe, and I understand monetization and trying to squeeze every little ink because you want that little green dollar sign. I get that, dude. I understand. I get that, right? But stinky poo, come on, dude.
Inside his head. I take it back. I'm gonna make some big judgments about this guy's character right now. This guy sucks, right? This guy sucks. His morals are so screwed. He likes his sister. He likes Brent. It's a joke, dude. I don't think you actually. I don't think you actually like your sister, Brent. What? It's a joke, man. I
hope he loves his sister. If it's really his sister, right? And there are some questions because it was talking stuff. And then evidently there were some questions if it was really even of his sister. Oh, hang on here. I'm fixing to sneeze, y'all. Anyway, so there were some questions about it. Was it even his sister? Was it just an actress? Whatever. Whatever. Hopefully he does like her. I mean, if it is truly his biological sister, I mean, hopefully he loves her. But what is anyway?
don't actually think you like your sister. Let me give you guys a quick rundown, okay? I make a video on this guy. The video does well. I'm blowing up on YouTube, man. It feels great. Then I make a few more videos because, hey, how would I be a YouTuber without milking a few topics, right? It's funny because so many people are mad. They're like, bro, why are you milking Brent Rivera? Dude, would anyone be complaining if Mr. Beast milked giving money to homeless people? I think what I'm putting out is...
Well, actually, matter of fact, yeah, they kind of gripe at Mr. Beast about everything, right? I mean, he paid for some minor surgeries that allowed people to regain clear vision, right? Or to regain their vision completely. Boy, how much hate and discontent did he get there?
better for the world than that. I'm being 100% serious when I say that, by the way. I'm not joking at all. 100% serious. My Brent Rivera videos are better than giving money to homeless people. Also, Brent, if you're such a Mr. Beast clone where you just copy his thumbnails, copy his content, why have you never given money to homeless people, Brent? What? Do you want the homeless people to die? Do you think your videos are better than homeless? What's wrong with you? At least Mr. Beast gives money to the homeless. No one could ever do anything better than that. All right, I'm sorry. Let me get to the point before I piss everyone off. So basically, I make these videos on Brent. He copied.
At least he realizes that maybe his hyperbolics there, that his exaggerations, right, is he's wearing he'd milked that just a little bit too far. So at least he understands.
Right, takes down two of the videos. Thankfully, YouTube saves my ass, right? Yeah. And then I'm assuming, because I don't have 100% proof, but I'm assuming he's reporting my content because only my content on Brent is getting flagged with limited ads and getting taken down, like my stream. Before all of this, I get banned on TikTok, but then I go on Twitter and I say, hey man, can you remove the copyright claims? He blocks me on Twitter. This guy is a scumbag YouTuber, false striker, just awful, right? This guy should not even be on the platform. This guy should be deleted. But you know what?
Okay, so hang on. I think that's a bit much, personally, right? When you start calling for people to be completely, totally removed from the platform, that, and I'm hoping he's being a little bit, again, hyperbolic here. I hope he's being a little bit exaggerated or whatever. But I can also understand how he's mad. I can understand because here's what you have to come to the realization of, right? With him getting the community guidelines strike, right? That's a strike against your channel. If the 2 DMCA strikes that were filed, I think and there may have even been a third one. If that would have went through as well, Dumpy very well could have lost his YouTube channel, right? So I'm going to give Dumpy some leeway here. I'm going to say, okay, yeah, I would be pissed off too, because, you know, as a content creator, when you invest as much time, energy, and sometimes money into a channel, for it to be yanked away from you that quickly, I can understand how you would be extremely upset. But again, as I always say, and I have to tell myself this, understand, because, you know, I get mad. And sometimes, even though, okay, let's go full screen for this because this is going to be a moment. I get mad. And over the years, I've learned when these triggers or these buttons are getting pushed. And I've done really well at learning how to mitigate and to direct that aggravation and anger into a good, healthy way of dealing with it, right? But sometimes I don't, because even, you know, I'm human, right? We make mistakes. We blow up sometimes, right? And there was a period in my life where I did not deal with anger in the right way, right? I would lash out at people, and primarily it was, my immediate, like immediate friends and family, right? I would really lash out at them. Would lose my temper. I would yell at them. Um, I would, uh, go around smashing stuff, right? It was not a healthy way of dealing with things. And so I had to come up with a way to deal with this thing and how to direct it. And I had to learn how to have more patience, because if I didn't, I was on the verge of losing everything, losing my family, losing my wife, my kids, losing my friends, everything that I had. And so I developed some skills and some things to help me deal with those things, and I still do it. But there are times where even I get overwhelmed with stuff, and I tell myself, okay, when this stuff happens, I have to step away from people. I have to pull away. I have to. Because if I don't, then I'm going to word vomit. I'm going to say and do things that I don't mean. It's just me reacting in anger, right? So that's why I always try to give advice to people and say, hey, never, ever, ever react in the moment of anger, right? Find a way to calm down. Count to 10, walk away, go for a walk, do something that allows you to decompress. That, it doesn't always happen. I had an episode not too long ago where I did, I did the very things that I should not do, right? And I had to make amends for it. So, I'm not perfect, and I make mistakes. Going back to this video where he talks about he doesn't deserve to have a platform, he doesn't, you know, I think that's I'm gonna give Dumpy the benefit of the doubt on this, and I'm going to say, hey, hopefully he's not being genuine. Hopefully he's being a little hyperbolic, and if he's still coming from a place of anger, maybe he needs to, find some way to. But I don't think, I don't believe anybody should be removed from YouTube unless they are actually doing things to cause serious, serious harm to people, right? Like if they're an active predator of some kind, then yeah, they need to be gone, right? If they're being a dumb butt and striking videos, I don't think they necessarily should be gone. But what I think needs to happen is YouTube, because they've got policies in place, they just need to use it. It's like they don't use it. They don't use these policies in place. Maybe those when you do something stupid and you're not being truthful in your filings, like special, DMCA stuff like that, and you're found to not be that, maybe there needs to be some repercussions for that, right? I'm not saying they necessarily get yeeted from the platform, but hey, here's an idea. Remove their partnership where they're not able to make money, right? Period. Remove their partnership. Remove their ability to have linkings to their stores, right? To where they can't sell merchandise. There's lots of ways I think that they could punish them, right? But I don't think necessarily yeeting them from the platform. And the thing of it is too, right, is if they get exposed for doing this type of stuff, right, and they become problematic, brands don't want to deal with people like that either, right? So I have always thought that the best way to get a person's attention has always been through their back pocket, right? Their money, right? That's always the best way to get a hold of their attention. So maybe if YouTube implemented something like that, and after 2 or 3 incidences like that, if they don't learn, then okay, fine, maybe it's time for them to go, right? Because they're just slow to learn and they just don't understand, and they're becoming more of a problem than what they're worth, right? Just some thoughts, just my thoughts, Anyway, let's continue on with the video.
What, everyone, I'm pretty sure you guys are all caught up, so let me give you what you guys came for, okay? The message that Brent Rivera messaged me. He messaged me so hard, my pubes turned into Velcro. He sent me the same exact message on Twitter and Instagram, but let me show you the Twitter version of it. Hey, man.
So let's look at this. It goes, hey, man, I saw your video, and I'll let my YouTube rep know to retract all the copyright requests. I also let my team know not to copyright your vids moving forward. I applaud you for grinding and putting in the work to make a career on YouTube. It's something that a lot of people are scared to do, but you have proven otherwise. I wish you all the success on YouTube and your career, bro. Hope we can resolve this. And then, of course, he has a little handshaking thing here, right? So anyway, Dumpy goes on and he talks some more about this. Like I said, I do not want to show too much of his video. Like I said, there's more to the video. Dumpy does go on to say that the strikes to date have not been removed, have not been lifted. Is it possible that one of Brent's team members filed these complaints because he has he's allowed somebody to have ownership or the login credentials or whatever on his channel? It's possible. It is possible. I will say this: I don't think for 1 second. I'll say this: I don't know. How do I put this? I don't think for one moment that Brent didn't know this was going on. I'll put it that way, right? I'll give Brent some charitability here and say, okay, Brent himself probably didn't strike Dumpy or these other videos that were struck. Okay. I'm going to be charitable there and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I'm not going to sit here and give him as so far to say he didn't know what was going on. And the only reason why he decided to do anything about it was because there was so much negative press about it because of these other larger YouTubers making videos on it. Now, there is a little bit more to the story, okay? This is a pinned message under one of Dumpy's videos. And you can see here where Brent Rivera gave him $400. He says, in the meantime, while the copyright requests are being retracted, here's something to help. Again, sorry for that, bro. All right. So, Brent has sent Dumpy $400. And as Max said in the chat, I do believe that is a good faith effort, right? It is kind of hard to, I think, determine exactly how much money a video could or could not have generated. I think that's one of those things because you don't know. You don't know if the video is going to bang and you're going to get 1 million of views on it. Or how much of the $4 does Google take? 30%. 30%. When you do a super chat on any YouTuber, YouTube takes 30% of that chat. Okay. So my advice always is if the streamer or the YouTuber has another avenue which to donate money to, such as Stream Elements or Streamlabs, or if they've just got a direct PayPal link up, whatever it is, that, in my opinion, is the best avenue if you want to donate to whatever streamer, that is the best way to donate to them, is through an alternative link like that. Some streamers don't have that set up. Some streamers don't have a Streamlabs or whatever, Stream Elements or whatever donation like that, and they do everything through YouTube. Now, here's another problem with doing it straight through YouTube, right? when you donate through YouTube, the YouTuber does not get the money until YouTube pays out, and they pay out at the end of every month, like so. So, for example, let's say somebody donates a large sum of money to somebody, say at the end of January, say like around, because I think it's around the 21st, 22nd, something like that of January, or of the months is when they pay out, right? So if a YouTuber streaming and say they get a large donation, like say on the 22nd of January, right? 23rd of January, somewhere in there, right? They won't actually get that money until the end of February. It's a month behind. Now, what happens if for some reason in between the donations and when they receive them and the time for the next payout, the YouTuber does something to fall out of the good graces of YouTube? For example, their channel gets mass reported or something like that. Or maybe the YouTuber is making some really edgy content or whatever. And what happens to all that money? Well, that money gets held by YouTube. It just sits out there in limbo. Now, there's some talks and discussions that eventually, yeah, the person will get the money. And then there's also been incidences where they never get the money. There's never payout, right? Unless they get back into the, paid partnership with YouTube. So, and I think that's pretty scummy too, right? And I can't say for certain that YouTube just holds the money. I can't, I can't say that it's out there suspended forever. But that's why, and it's the same thing. Like if you become a member of a YouTube channel, right, where you're a paid member and, for the member streams and, whatever perks that YouTuber gives you, right, that money there is also held and is not paid. It's always a month behind, right? So anyway, my advice or whatever is always is if the YouTuber has a different way of you supporting them and you feel, that you want to support them, I would always use whatever, like Streamlabs or Stream Elements or PayPal, whatever it is that they have, because it's just a better way. And not only that, but yeah. See, as Drew says, it's 40%. See, I think here in the U.S. though it's only 30%. So, yeah, sounds like you guys over in UK may even be getting a little bit host, but it may be 40 here in the U.S. too. But I thought it was just 30. But irrespective, 30-40%. That's wow. It's a huge percentage of the money. So Google keeps the money. Yeah. 30% here in the U.S. at last checked anyways. Yeah. Because of the currency, there's a, difference in the currency and strength of the pound to the dollar and so forth. Yeah. Anyway. So it looks like hopefully anything over 5%. I agree, Drew. 100%. I agree with that statement. And I don't understand. I mean, I can, okay. Like I've worked for companies in the past too, right? Where you only get paid once a month, right? And it makes it tough. It 100% makes it tough. Especially like if you don't, especially when you're like a month behind. And I know that like with some YouTubers that are like right on that cusp, right on that threshold to where they're trying to go full time, month to month and getting paid, it's tough. So my heart goes out to them. And that's why I've always been so, I guess, at one point in time, I looked at YouTube as like try to do it as like one of my side hustles to try to make money on it because I needed it for my family. That never panned out for me. And so, like I said, I did other side hustles and stuff that I did to make extra money for my family. And so now like that it's kind of starting to take off or whatever, I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is why I decided, with this channel, and like I said, I got a little slack about it, whatever, but from some people, but that's why I decided, I know how the struggle is out there, right? And I know that there are a lot of really, really, really talented creators that are artists, that are content creators, and they're doing, and this is, it's like a side hustle for them, and they're trying to get to that next step to where it can become a source of income for them, because it's their dream. It's what they aspire to be as entertainers, to be, to do, full time. And that's why I decided to take this channel and the monies that it generates and use it to help them, right? Because I was there and I know what it's like to have to sit there and hustle, right? Um, and so while, and it always kind of befuddled me, right? Because I watch a lot of tech, and this, I don't really want to just crap on these guys, but dang it, it is what it is. There's a lot of creators, large, big YouTube creators that do tech stuff, right? And they're always doing product reviews for different computer components, right? Like motherboards or different processors, GPUs, cases, and so forth, right? And so they will build these cases, or they'll build these PCs, and they do all these testing on it, and they run these benchmarks on it, and they do all this yada yada yada, and they make videos about it. And so the videos, they make money off of that as well, as far as ad revenue, and they have, and even sometimes when they're doing these product reviews for these companies that's getting the free products, they have sponsors for the video, and so they're making money there. And I'm not shaming them. And I'm not, I'm like, hey, good for you guys. I'm glad. And they've got employees and they're paying the employees. And I get all that, right? And kudos and cheers. But then I asked myself, what do they do with these PCs and stuff that they build? And I've seen a time or two where they've built a PC or whatever, and they've given it to some lucky subscriber and whatever, and that's cool, good for them. But these guys churn out a lot of videos. All I'm saying is why couldn't they have taken some of that stuff, that tech that they're getting, and why couldn't they do something to help people? I don't know. Maybe I'm just not looking at it right. Maybe I'm just not. I don't know. Let's see. So let's see here. Let's see what's up chat here. Abby says, "What Brent gets for FM with 100 sub YouTuber?" Yeah. Grace Sickle says, "Yep, it's been taking me years to gather even some of the things I need to be able to start an art channel. It's so expensive." Exactly. Max says, "I don't think Brent is an evil mastermind. He's probably a dope with an uptight management team." The only thing I'm going to say about that, Max, is when you are the face, right? Like in this case with like Brent, like he's the CEO, right? He should be the one leading. He should be the one giving directions, right? This cannot be the first time that he's ever received people making content on his channels or on his videos riffing on him, right? He should have 100% have already had something in place saying, look, if these people go out here and they make these videos, whatever, unless it is just a 100% re-upload of my videos, don't touch it. So I fought him and I lay that square at his plate. He has to own that, right? He should have already had that kind of conversation with his people. Is he a mastermind evil? No, I don't think he's evil mastermind. I think he's just some average dopey kid that has some decent looks that for whatever reason got a huge following because he has a bunch of kids that watch him and he's made a ton of money off of it. And he's starting to sniff his own farts and believe that he's untouchable. That's what I think it is. It's not anything more than that. Let's see. Never forget bargain bin Star Lord. Yeah. Um, Zero says, I'm often not allowed to give the products away as they are often on loan only. Possibly they're on loan or whatever, right? But you can't sit there and tell me, Zero, that these guys that have these deals, that they have these working relationships with these manufacturers, that they couldn't have an agreement with them where they give them X amount of boards a year, X amount of processors, X amount of GPUs, X amount of power supplies, X amount of hard drives, memory, cases, that they couldn't be building components of PCs and stuff and giving them away to people in the community. Do you know how much goodwill that brings? It brings goodwill towards the channel. It brings goodwill to these manufacturers. There's so much good publicity out of that. And why nobody is doing that is beyond my scope of reasoning and logic. You can't tell me some of these creators that's got millions and millions, I'm talking these are really big channels, can't do something like that. And I've heard these excuses like, well, when you build it and you give it out to somebody, then you become responsible for its upkeep and warranty and whatever. No. And no. It's real simple. You have a contract, an ironclad contract. You say, listen, we're going to give you this PC. You're going to sign this contract. And in this contract, it simply states that you're receiving this as is. It's in good working order, and it is as is. And going forward, you're responsible for like warranty, exchangings with the manufacturers, whatever. That's between you and the manufacturers. I'm no longer part of it. I've built the computer. I have burned the computer in and tested it to make sure that everything's functioning. And we are giving this to you. It is you. You own it. We are no longer part of the equation other than we were just a vessel which to give this to you. There's so many ways to do it. It's just, you know what it is? Honestly, truly, I think what it is, they're afraid that they're going to give something to one of these people and the computer's going to last, 30 days or something and have a problem. And then this person is going to rant and rave and they're going to get bad press about it. Well, okay. Yeah, I see that. That could happen. But you know what? That's when you go back to the contract, say, hey, and you're above board, everything, say, here's the contract. You signed the contract. I'm sorry. You've got a problem with that. Then you need to go to the whatever, if it was a Asus motherboard, then you go to Asus and say, hey, and do warranty on it. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the warranty is on it. But you do not give any implied warranty with, it's just like this, okay? You go in, right? And you've got some money. You got some birthday money. You've saved your pennies, whatever, right? And you don't have the technical abilities to buy a computer or to build a computer, right? You say, I don't feel comfortable, putting these things together. All right. What do? So you go down here to Best Buy and you buy the best computer off the shelf that you can buy, right? You take that computer home. Now, unless you pay extra to have, quote, in-store warranty with it, right? So that the Geek Squad, which don't even get me started on that mess, right? It's a whole other rant for a whole nother day. If something happens with it, if you go, Best Buy's going to tell you, okay, you have to go to the manufacturer. You have to deal with the manufacturer, right? So then it's up to you to get with the manufacturer to have the warranty repair done. And to me, there's no difference to that. As long as you're clear and above board and it's from the get-go, right? So anyway, people beefing with Geek Squad. No, I'm not beefing with Geek Squad. I'm going to just say that in the 30 some odd years that I've been doing IT work, I've had some dealings with clients that took their stuff to Geek Squad, and let's just put it to you like this. it wasn't. They did not have a good experience, and it was a really something simple, mundane, easy fix. Um, most of the people that are quote in the Geek Squad, they're either very new and they're just entering into doing IT work, and so they just don't have the years of experience and knowledge. They're not getting paid very well, quite honestly. They're probably great for coming out and maybe setting up the smart TV for somebody, or maybe possibly even coming out and installing the wireless router and getting hooked up to your ISP modem, whatever you have there that you're doing. They're probably spectacular for things like that, right? But actually troubleshooting and repairing computers, my overall experience was not a positive one with them, as far as customers that would call me that I would come in and take a look at and solve their problems within a matter of minutes. And there's several times where it's just something as simple as having the right drivers for a component, or knowing how to do basic troubleshooting. And it's kind of like the same. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to poo-poo them. I understand that maybe some people, that's all that they have to access to is like something like the Geek Squad. But I will tell you this: is if you can find a private individual that's doing it, more times chances are not, you'll have better luck with them than you would Geek Squad. But that's just YouTube tutorials have made the Geek Squad obsolete. In a lot of ways, Squatching, yeah, you're probably right. There's a lot of information on YouTube. But here's the thing, too. What you have to remember is you will have a lot of people, like, say, from my parents' generation, right, that are trying to, like, I'm case in point. I recently, when I was getting, what was it I was doing? Oh, I was getting a monitor for one of my sons for Christmas, and we were in a Best Buy to go get the monitor. Um, but there was an elderly couple in there, and they were looking and trying to get help from Best Buy. And they were wanting to get a laptop, right? And so the problem was that this elderly couple, with what they were wanting to do, right, was very minimal, right? They wanted to be able to get online. They wanted to be able to look at their emails. They wanted to be able to communicate with their kids via video, whatever. And that's very minimal. That's not, you don't need a $2,000 laptop, right, for something like that. For crying out loud, you can buy a flipping Chromebook for 130, 40 bucks and do everything that they're wanting to do. No cap, no lie. Right? And with a Chromebook, you're not having to worry about viruses, and you're not having to worry about, all that kind of crap, Trojans, and all that. It's just, and I'm not here trying to hawk Chromebooks out of the greatest thing, but in a certain situations, they're perfect, right? Because they're pretty foolproof, right? But this Best Buy person was trying to sell him some top end gaming laptop because, quote, to get the video performance that they were wanting. No. The gaming laptop has nothing to do with the video performance when you're doing freaking. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and rant and rave about Best Buy today. Anyway, so let's wrap things up. Is Brent Rivera Dr. Evil? No. Um, Brent, if giving again being charitable and saying his team maybe he did whatever, then he needs to get his house in order. It's his responsibility to make sure his team and him are on the same page. But again, my gut tells me that his team wasn't doing anything that he didn't know about, and I think now he's thrown his team under the bus to try to make him look like he had nothing to do with this. To again try to get positive, the wheels going back in the right direction for him. He gave a $400 super chat or whatever, uh, tip or what have you, to Dumpy. I guess good, except for like we've said, it's a 30-40% of that was going to YouTube, right? So, um, you know, whatever. It's the thought that counts, I guess, whatever, right? Um, but and again, like I said, it was kind of hard. It would be hard to say how much would the money would the stream really have generated. And let's be honest with you, more than likely a stream after you've done with it, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of just a ton of views, maybe. Um, and how much I don't know really ad revenue you would have gotten from it. I think most time with streamers they get the ad revenue through donations during the stream, right? Um, and they probably get a little bit of maybe from residuals from people coming and watching the stream afterwards or whatever. I don't know. Again, I'm not monetized, so it's hard for me to sit here and speculate on that kind of crap. So I really don't know. But anyway, the bottom line is this: is if Brent has been woken up and the smelling salts has come under his nose and he's going down the right track now again, then that's all you could hope for. Hopefully, he does get those any and all claims that has been put out by him or his team rescinded, and he makes this right. Hopefully, he follows through with that, and hopefully, that is something that occurs. Um, there will not be a Dead on Dave stream tonight. Wednesday night, anyway, today he's going to be out of the shop all day on business. They're going out and doing some purchasing or something. I think some of those what do you call it? Like the buyback pallets or whatever from Amazon type thing. I think he's going to doing that. So there won't be a Dead on Dave stream tonight. What else? There was evidently a Zolly stream I got to go watch tomorrow or today as well. Go check out Zolly. I don't think there's been anything that's popped up on, let's see. Max, are you still there? Brent probably doesn't know about YouTube getting a cut like that. I don't know if he does or he doesn't, Max. But there again, you you tend to be a little bit more charitable than me, my dude. So, let's see. Let me go ahead and look at subscriptions. Let's see what we got going. Did you guys put out a podcast yesterday? Did the Now Recording guys do anything? It's members only. Okay. So if you want to see Zolly's stream last night, where she was called an old timer, and you will see more into that. Go over to Zolly's channel, become a member. She has I think like a buck and a half or something like that. It's like her bottom tier. So it's not that much, guys. A buck and a half. I mean, for crying out loud, you give up 1 cup of coffee out through your Starbucks or whatever. And I don't even know if you can get Starbucks for a buck and a half or whatever. But anyway, irrespective, it's just a buck and a half. Go become a member over on Zolly Stream. She puts out some really good member content. $1.99. Okay, $2. It's $2, right? Listen, just that $2 that you were going to give, like the homeless dude that you see at the corner every week. He's out there every day standing. The $2 you're going to give him, don't do that. Take out $2, become a member over on Zolly's Stream, Zolly's channel. That's what you do. So hang on here. We need more positive takes and less whiny old women takes. Oh, now I don't think she's old at all. I think Zolly's still, like I said, I think Zolly's in her prime. I think she's really hitting, uh, top tier stuff, man. Quit being so ugly. Leave that kind of comment stuff to people like Matt Pitt. Don't be a Matt Pitt. Don't be a negative person, man. I'd rather swallow it in pennies. Well, then that'll definitely Sally is queen. Exactly. I never said Zally. You called her old. Not I didn't call her old. Bo Black's called her old. Let's get the record straight there. All right. So anyway, Zali stream last night's a members only stream. So if you're not, maybe consider subscribing or becoming a member on her channel. I know Dave restructured his memberships too. Maybe throw a couple of bucks there for memberships on his channel as well. We're working towards getting to start doing more member content, and we're wanting to do more to where it's more interactive with the members, like through some of the games, because Dave's really big on games. He loves playing games, and so we're trying to orchestrate and get to where it can be more interactive with you guys, where you guys come in and like some of the games that we play with people like Zolly and Matt and others, like Bo Black stuff, like who's the Twitch stuff, something along those lines, but something unique and something for just you guys, right? As channel members and stuff. Let's see here. Bo Blacks is a little shit, but he's a good guy. Yeah, I love Bo Blacks. I think Bo Blacks is a really good guy. I think he's got a good heart. And I think I think a lot of times, I know here recently, some of the videos that he's done on different community members and stuff has kind of they've kind of came after him because I don't think they truly understand what he was trying to do. Because a lot of times, like when someone does a video on a situation, whatever, all fans can be loyal to the point where they see red, right? And they don't pause for a second and try to look at a video analytically and with some critical thinking. They just say, oh, you did a video on this person and I really like that person, so that means you're evil and you're bad and you must be destroyed. And that's kind of what happened with Bobby on a couple of his recent videos. So, and I thought that was way out of pocket, and I thought he got some hate there he shouldn't have got. But anyway, listen, I've went over time, even though I did start late, so I want to give you a little extra on the backside. I've got to go. Got to get to work. Like I say, I know there's not going to be a Dave show tonight. I'm not for sure about some of these other channels like Now Recording. I know the Whammon podcast. I think they put up a show last night. I think I seen a tweet about that. Let me see here. I think they seen one. Let me double check right quick. What the? Where did it go? Good Lord. Whammon recording. Here we go. Videos. No, what happened to it? Oh, yeah. Okay, there was an error. Only half of it uploaded. Oh, geez. Okay, so they did put up one, but I guess there's some technical difficulties. Anyway, they're going to be putting it, I guess, hopefully back up, get it back up and going. But I don't know who's going to be doing what this evening. Honestly and truly, I don't know. All I can tell you is make sure you're subscribed to like Xylee, Dead on Dave, D-Max, Whammon Recording, The Broadcast, all those channels. Now, I think I said Now Recording, but I didn't. Now Recording. Make sure you're sub to these guys and checking them out. Nerdy John, I don't know. He's been AWOL here lately. He hasn't put any content out in a while. I've got to reach out to that cat and find out what's going on with him. His work schedule may just be really hampering his ability to make content right now. I'm not sure. But anyway, check out. I'm sure Xylee will probably be making a stream at some point in time this evening. But anyway, until then, guys, remember, let's keep our powder dry and look for me in the funny papers.